So one of the things that I want to show for this is that with proportions, there are actually 4 different ways to set up each proportion. Where this is going to look helpful for us is that when we're working through a problem, we're going to have, we're going to set it up. And when we cross multiply, when we get to an answer, we're going to look back at the view and example say, or we're going to see somebody else's example or something that I did in the homework. And you're going to say, whoa, I have a different setup, but I get the same answer. Did I do, or did you do something wrong? But again, there are 4 different ways to set this up. I want to look back at, now let's look at the last 2 problems where I had x over 5 equals 20 over 100. That's one way to set this up. But going back to that same idea that if I were to say 1 foot is the same as 12 inches, is the same as saying 12 inches is the same as 1 foot, being able to take reciprocals is one perfect way of showing this. What we're able to say is, well, 5 over x is the same as saying 100 over 20. Now, oftentimes the reciprocal is one of the easier ways to show this. And if we were to say cross multiply this, my 5 times 20 is still the same. My x times 100, the same way I solved it is still the same. But what this is saying now is I get the same answer, but notice I've set it up differently. That's another way of setting this up. Now, another way is, what about if we were to match these together? What if I were to have my x over 20 equals my 5 over 100? Now, what's important here is the corresponding. Notice that I had that x and the 20 together, and I had that x and the 5 together. We can't mix and match. And the next problem is going to be what happens when we mix and match. But notice that when we cross multiply these, I get x times 100 still. I get 5 times 20 still. And once again, this is all going to solve for that same 1 over 20, 5 over 1, 1 over, x is going to be 1 in all of these cases. My last, the 4th one, as I said, is what if I take reciprocals of these? 20 over x equals 100 over 5. And once again, we cross multiply. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways of setting up the same ratio, proportion, the same equal ratios, these same equal fractions, 4 ways of setting up the same way. We cross multiply and get the same x value, but we set it up differently in each one. And being able to recognize the 4 different ways may help orient us in the right direction when solving these problems.